Insects. Yan yung pag-uusapan natin in this video. In this episode, we will talk about arachnids versus insects and also yung insect form and structure, yung sa head, thorax, and abdomen. So we will look at the different types ng mga yan. Makikita natin later in our discussion. Hello and welcome to another episode here in Yabong Pilipinas. I am Josh and I have this mission to democratize access to agricultural education. The meaning lamang nun is that I will make the things na nasa licensure examination na accessible sa mga tao through posting here sa social media. Kasi considering then the higher and higher costs of review centers, and also even the cost then of accommodation. So with this mission in hand na mas maging accessible siya na kahit nasa bahay kayo, self-review kayo, pwede kayong mag-aral for the licensure at pwede kayong makapasa for the licensure. I will also reiterate here that if nakapag papasa na kayo ng licensure exam, hindi yun dahil sa akin. It will always be because of you kasi kayo yung nag-aaral for your license. So I am here as a guide, yes, as a side character, yes. And I am happy to walk this journey with you. So, ayun. If you have any questions about the episode, you can comment them down below. If you're looking for clarifications, huwag kayong mahiya. I do take constructive criticisms highly. And of course, ayun, kung mayroon ako masasabing mali, syempre i-correct natin through the comment section. So, ayun. Also, if you have friends that you want to pass the licensure exams with, na gusto nyo na at the end of the year, pare-parehas na kayong magiging registered agriculturists, share this video with them para parehas kayong magkaroon ng resource for the licensure. All right. So, for this episode, number your papers from 1 to 22. You can pause the video as you get your paper, tapos i-play nyo na lang kapag game na kayo. Number 1. Which of the following correctly describes the body segmentation of arachnids compared to insects? A. Arachnids ay may head, thorax, abdomen. Insects may cephalothorax and abdomen. B. Arachnids, cephalothorax and abdomen. And insects, head, thorax, and abdomen. C. Arachnids, head and abdomen only. Insects, thorax and abdomen only. And D. Arachnids, cephalothorax, thorax, abdomen. Insects, head and thorax. So the answer here is letter B. Ang arachnids, merong cephalothorax and abdomen. Ang insects ay may head, may thorax, may abdomen. Number 2. A farmer notices that a pest has 8 legs, no antenna, and simple eyes. Based on these features, the pest most likely belongs to which group? A. Insects, B. Arachnids, B. C. Myriapods, or letter D. Crustaceans. So the answer here is arachnids. Number 3, which of the following features is unique to insects but absent in arachnids? A. Compound eyes. B. Presence of an exoskeleton. C. Chelicerae as mouth parts. Or letter D. Having 8 legs. Unique to insects but absent in arachnids. The answer is letter A. Compound eyes. Okay. Now let us contrast yung arachnids versus insects. Okay. So we have here the tagmosis or the body regions. Ang ating mga arachnids na nandito sa left side of the screen, meron silang 2 body regions. So they have the cephalothorax. Ang meaning lang ng cephalothorax, magkasama yung head at saka yung thorax. And they also have the abdomen. So again, arachnids, 2 body regions. On the other hand, ang ating insects ay meron silang 3 body regions consist of a head, thorax and abdomen. Ayan. So that is the difference between arachnids and insects considering their tagmosis. Now, sa number of antenna naman, ang arachnids natin ay wala silang antenna. Ang insects, usually meron silang one pair of antenna. Sa number of legs, sa arachnids, we have four pairs of legs, which means 8 yung kanilang legs. Sa insects naman, 3 pairs yung kanilang legs. So, 6 na legs. In terms of wings, for our arachnids, wala silang wings. And for our insects, usually they have 2 pairs of wings. Some insects have 1 pair or some ay wala. Pero usually, meron silang 2 pairs of wings. So kapag sinabi lang na may wings or wala, kapag wala na talaga, so sure na arachnid na siya. Okay, in terms of eyes naman, ang eyes usually ng arachnids natin ay simple eyes. So, pwede na marami siyang may parts pero wala silang compound eyes. On the other hand, ang mga insects natin ay meron silang compound eyes. Often, meron silang 1 to 3 na simple eyes. Yung simple eyes, ang scientific term yan ay ocelli. Ocelli or ocelli. In terms of mouth parts naman, ang ating mga arachnids ay meron silang chelicerae. Ang ano niyan is yung fangs or yung claws ginagamit for feeding. Ang tawag doon ay chelicerae. Then, meron din yung pedipalps, which is for sensory, para makapag-touch, kumbaga, and manipulation ng food. Ayan. So, sensory and manipulation. Then, sa ating insects naman, we have the mandibles, maxillae, and labium, and marami pang other structures that we will discuss later, yung labrum, hypopharynx, etc. Okay, in terms of metamorphosis, walang metamorphosis. Ang arachnids, ang insects natin ay they can undergo metamorphosis. Okay, now let's go to insect form and structure. Number 4. How many body regions are present in all adult insects? A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5. So the answer here is 3. Number 5, the insect's exoskeleton is primarily made of which substance? A, collagen, B, keratin, C, chitin, D, cellulose. The answer here is exoskeleton, chitin. Which body region of an insect bears the wings and legs? A, head, B, thorax, C, abdomen, or letter D, pronotum? The answer is B, thorax. Number 7. A student claims that insects have an internal skeleton like vertebrates. As an agriculturist, how would you correct the misconception? A, insects have both internal and external skeletons. B, insects lack bones. Their body is supported by an exoskeleton of chitin. C, the internal skeleton is replaced by muscle tissue in insects. Or letter D, insects have cartilage instead of bones. So the answer here is letter B. Dahil yun yung pinaka mahaba. Joke lang, hindi. Ayan, so tandaan niyo siya na ang insects, wala silang bones. They have an exoskeleton, yung nasa labas, made of chitin. Okay, number 8. During a field activity, you observe a nymph with a soft, flexible cuticle. What is the most likely reason for this feature? A, the cuticle lacks any chitin. B, immature insects typically have softer cuticle than adults. C, the insect belongs to a wingless order. Or letter D, the cuticle is replaced by sclerites in juveniles. Okay, the answer here is letter B. Immature insects typically have softer cuticle than adults. Okay, so here is uh, an illustration of the different parts of an insect. So in this case, we have this. I think this is a grasshopper. Tama ba ako? Yes, grasshopper yan. Okay, so we have the head, thorax, and abdomen. So sa head, nandun yung eyes, nandun yung mouth parts, nandun yung antenna. Sa thorax, andun yung legs and yung wings. It is considered as the main center for movement. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng galaw, syempre nandun yung panglipad, nandun yung pang-hop. So, main center for movement siya. Ang abdomen naman, it is important for digestion and reproduction. So, most of the internal organs ng ating mga insects ay nakikita sa abdomen. So, makikita rin natin later, ang abdomen, meron yung parang may mga ilan, 11 yung segments, merong ilan lang, 5, ganyan. So, titingnan natin. Depende rin yun sa order, sa insect orders nila. Okay, to start, here are some of the unique characteristics that insects have. So first, wala silang bones. Sabi natin kanina sa question, ang meron lamang sa kanila ay exoskeleton. So insects do not have an internal bony skeleton like us humans or even mammals. Di ba kapag mammals o kaya mga tao, meron talaga tayong skeleton, meron tayong bones, may skeletal system tayo. Ang insects, their bodies are supported by an exoskeleton. Ang exoskeleton, ang meaning lang niyan, outer body wall. So, kumbaga, ayun yung nagsusupport sa buong katawan ng mga insects natin. So, this exoskeleton is made of chitin, which is a strong and flexible material. Ayun. So next, ayan, strength and protection. So yung chitin alone is not very hard. So yung exoskeleton, it is reinforced by sclerites, which are hardened plates. So kapag pinagsama natin yung sclerites plus yung flexible na cuticle, ang nagiging structure ng labas ng ating mga insects ay strong yet flexible. So this is actually a key adaptation that allowed arthropods to thrive in many habitats. So uh if we look at it talaga, ang pinakamaraming species, 'di ba, ay mga insects natin. Ayun. So kaya nilang mag-thrive in many habitats, in many environmental conditions. It's because of this. Okay, so meron ding waterproofing advantage yung exoskeleton. So the cuticle has a thin outer wax layer. So ang function nun, it limits water loss and prevents desiccation. So kaya dahil dun sa parang waterproof na yung cuticle nga, 'di ba sa plants, meron ding cuticle, and it has been an ecological adaptation for plants na mag-develop ng cuticle kapag sila ay nasa isang lugar kung saan mataas ang transpiration rate. So parang ganoon din dito sa insects na para hindi sila agad matuyo, nakapag-develop or nakapag-evolve sila throughout time, decades, na magkaroon ng thin outer wax. Ayun. So it is vital for survival in dry or harsh environments. Growth and molting. So ang immature insects natin have a softer cuticle as what we have mentioned kanina sa question. Tas yung softer cuticle na yon, habang tumatanda yung insects, it hardens in adults for better protection. So the soft cuticle allows for growth during molting. Okay, let us start with the discussion on the head. So, yung head natin involved siya in eating and sensory perception. Number 9. Which of the following structures are located on the insect head? A. Legs and wings. B. Antenna, eyes, and mouth parts. C. Spiracles and cerci. D. Ocelli and halteres. Okay, so the answer here is, if you listen kanina sa ating question o sa ating discussion kanina, nandoon yung antenna, eyes, and yung mouth parts. Okay, next. The primary function of insect antenna is, okay, ito. A, respiration, B, digestion, C, smell, D, reproduction. So the answer here is smell. Ayan. So ayun yung primary function ng insect antenna. I guess lumabas to sa licensure dati. Number 11. You observe a honeybee collecting nectar. Which type of mouth parts is it most likely using? A, piercing, sucking, B, chewing, lapping, C, siphoning, or letter D, sponging. The answer here is chewing, lapping. Number 12. In Hemiptera, such as aphids, the typical mouthpart adaptation is A, piercing, sucking, B, sponging, C, chewing, or D, chewing, lapping. The answer here is piercing, sucking. Number 13. A student is confused why butterfly larvae chew leaves but adult butterflies drink nectar. How will you explain this? A. Mouth parts do not change between life stages. B. Larvae always have chewing mouth parts. Adults may develop different types like siphoning. C. Adults and larvae always share the same feeding structures. Or letter D, adults of all insects have vestigial mouth parts. So the answer here is letter B, larvae always have chewing mouth parts. Adults may develop different types like siphoning. Number 14. Some adult insects, such as certain moths, do not feed at all. Their mouth parts are therefore A, highly modified for chewing, B, vestigial, C, sponging, D, rasping, sucking. The answer here is vestigial. So take note of that. Kapag hindi nag-feed at all, they are vestigial, yung mouth parts nila. Okay, let us start this discussion with uh, 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 an overview of the most important head parts, which are antenna, yung eyes, na meron dun yung na compound yung eyes, and meron silang ocelli or ocelli. Depende sa elementary school yan, kung anong tinuro sa inyo. Joke. Basta yun. So, and mouth parts. Nandun yung labrum, mandibles, maxillae, labium, and hypopharynx. Tignan natin sila. So, yung cute ng mga pictures na nasa gilid, no? So, this is praying mantis from the order Mantidea. I will have another video on the insect orders on how you can actually distinguish each one of them. But for this presentation, if you have noticed, may mga nilalagay na akong ganito para at least ma-familiarize na kayo sa kanila. Okay, let us start with antenna. It is the prominent feature of most insects. So ang mga insects natin, meron silang one pair in adults, usually located between or in front of the compound eyes. Yeah, so they are segmented. Forms vary greatly in shape and complexity, and the primary function of the antenna is smell, but it also have other functions like taste, touch, and hearing. So other functions lang yan. So ang pinaka like common na function niya is smell. Okay, ano ba yung itsura ng compound eyes naman? So ang compound eyes natin, ito siya. So it is used for detailed vision and detecting movement. And we have here the ocelli or yung simple eyes na nandito sa bandang ito. So it is used naman for sensing light intensity. So yung mga yan, located siya dyan sa ocellular plate. So if you will look back here sa picture kanina, ito yung mga ocelli. So yung ocelli ay simple eyes Then we have this, itong malalaki na nasa gilid, ito yung compound eyes. Ayun. So, ayan siya para ma-visualize nyo lang siya. Again, ang antenna, ang use niya is for smell. Ang compound eyes, used for detailed vision and detecting movement. Ang ocelli for sensing lang ng light. Okay, now let's have mouth parts. So sa mouth parts naman, so they are very complex structure and they also vary greatly in form and function and nakadepende rin sa kung anong order ng mga insects na yan. So for example, here sa photo, we have here butterfly from the order Lepidoptera. You can actually see there na meron siyang, ayun yung mouth part niya. Later, we will look at the different types of mouth parts. So here we have two main categories. We have chewing and sucking. And intermediate or adapted forms also exist. So, ayun, if kanina pa natin binabanggit yung salitang adapted because all of this phenotype, all of this adaptation ng mga structure is nag evolve siya throughout time. Ayun, or sa mismo environment nila. Okay, so here are some other parts ng mouth parts ng insects. So we have here the clypeus. So this is the head of a honeybee. So yung clypeus, ayan siya. It is the upper lip. Ang lower lip naman ay labium. Okay, yung clypeus tas labrum ayan sa taas. Yung lower lip, yung labium. Labrum, upper lip, labium, lower lip. Ayan. So it assists in food handling. Ayan, ito yung example ng labium. Ito siya. Okay, so another portions or parts ng ating insect mouth part ay yung mandible, which is used for chewing and biting. And we have the maxilla or maxillae for manipulating or tasting food. Kapag panguya na, mandible. Kapag titikman lang, maxillae. And we also have the hypopharynx. So ang hypopharynx, siya yung kulay yellow here in this image ng mosquito. It is a tongue-like structure aiding in swallowing and mixing food with saliva. So tulong lang siya in swallowing and mixing food with saliva. Ano nga ulit? Ang upper lip, labrum, and ang lower lip ay labium. Okay. Then ano kapag for biting or for chewing? Siya yung mandible. Kapag for tasting lang, manipulating, siya ay yung maxilla. Ayan. Okay, so here are some of the other like specialized mouth parts. We have the proboscis. So ito yung sucking organ for species like butterfly. So it is used for sucking nectar, fluids, or blood. So found in butterflies, moths, and mosquitoes. Ayan yung kanyang itsura sa butterfly. Yung kanina na sinasabi ko na parang saan na yun? Yung sa flower, ayan. Yung parang pinangkukuha niya ng nectar. Okay, so here are some of the other types of mouth parts we have here for honeybee. Ayan, siya yung chewing, lapping na mouth part. Sa mosquito, piercing, sucking. Kasi kaya nga tayo kinakagat, di ba? Tapos sisisip siya ng dugo. Kaya piercing, tusok, sucking, sip-sip. Then housefly is sponging. So itong mga different mouth parts na to, pwede nyo siyang i-associate when you are reviewing to this different insects na. Para at least, for sure naman hindi magbibigay ang PRC na like hindi natin kilala na insekto or ayun na hindi common or hindi agriculturally relevant or what. So ayan. I-associate nyo na to mga different mouth parts na to sa mga examples na yan. And that's also one of my technique, especially in the sciences talaga. Now, whenever I look at concepts, or for example, ano yung mga classification nito, lalo na dito sa insect orders, ganyan, magtatanda lang ako ng mga dalawa, tatlo ng mga insects per order para at least alam ko yung example, tas alam ko yung itsura nila. So if you notice here, naglalagay din ako ng mga cute na mga uh, tawag dito, graphics para at least pwede nyo matandaan na hala, andun to sa may portion na merong B na kulay yellow. So, pwede nyo matandaan through this different uh, cute na mga stuff. More of that kapag nandun na tayo sa insect orders kasi ayun yung pinaka like ayun yung isa sa mga nakatulong din sa akin nung mismo nag-licensure ako. Kasi naglagay ako doon ng parang cute na mga stuff. I'll give you a copy of that na lang through the comment section kapag nandun na tayo sa insect orders. Okay, so ito naman yung iba. We have butterfly, siphoning ang kanilang mouth parts, and grasshopper, chewing. Ayan, so ito lang yung parang summary lang ng mga yon. Chewing, grasshopper, chewing, lapping, honeybees, wasp, bumblebees, rasping, sucking, thrips, piercing, sucking, bugs, aphids, lice, fleas, mosquitoes, biting flies, siphoning, butterflies, moths, and sponging, houseflies, and other flies. Okay, so ito naman yung mouth parts in immature insects. So larva, usually chewing type yung mga yan regardless of adult form. Sa nymphs naman na stage ng ating mga insects, they can resemble adult mouth parts. And some adults, vestigial sila. So meaning they do not feed. Ayun nga, kanina sabi yung mga ibang types ng moth. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa head. Ngayon, punta naman tayo sa thorax. Okay, number 15. How many segments make up the insect thorax? A1, B2, C3, D4. The answer here is 3. In most adult insects, wings are attached to which thoracic segments? A, first and second, B, second and third, C, first and third, or letter D, only the second. The answer is letter B, second and third. Number 17. You observe a grasshopper leaping from one plant to another. Which leg adaptation allows this behavior? A, natatorial, B, saltatorial, C, cursorial, or letter D, fossorial. The answer is B, saltatorial. Number 18. A farmer notices an aquatic beetle paddling with flattened hind legs. Which adaptation is being observed? A, cursorial legs, B, raptorial legs, C, fossorial legs, or letter D, natatorial legs. The key term here is aquatic beetle. The answer is natatorial legs. Number 19. Why do most insect order names end with tera? So A, it means having legs in Greek. B, it means with wings in Greek. C, it means jointed body in Latin. Or letter D, it means six-legged in Latin. The answer is, it means with wings in Greek. Number 20. A student examines an insect with 4 wings that are half hardened and half membranous. The insect most likely belongs to which order? A. Diptera, B. Hemiptera, C. Lepidoptera, D. Odonata. So the answer here is Hemiptera. Okay, half hardened and half membranous. Okay, let's start the discussion about thorax. So the thorax of an insect is usually composed of 3 segments, each bearing a pair of legs. Ayun. So most adult insects have 2 pairs of wings attached to the second and the third segment. So, thorax, merong tatlong segment. Ang bawat isang segment, meron ng isang pair ng legs. Tas yung wings ay nasa second and third. So, yung legs nila, so ang key characteristic ng insect ay jointed ang legs. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang siyang diretsong ganun. So, jointed siya. Three pairs of jointed legs, like here in this photo. So, this is Ophiogomphus sicilia from the order Odonata. Yan. So, ang functions ng legs, either walking, jumping, digging, grasping, feeling, swimming, carrying loads, nest building, and cleaning. So, later may mga ibang types ng legs. Ayan, ito na pala. So, here are some of the leg adaptations. First, we have natatorial. So, ang natatorial, it is adapted for swimming. Kaya kanina yung sa example is an aquatic beetle. So this is the leg of a great diving beetle. So ang tawag sa leg adaptation na yan ay natatorial. Ang grasping naman, ang tawag sa kanya ay raptorial. So pangkuha, kumbaga. So ang example nito ay praying mantis. Ayan, pangkuha. So raptorial. We also have grasshopper. Ang leg adaptation naman niya ay saltatorial. So, ang saltatorial naman, it is adapted for jumping. Kaya dito nag-work yung sinasabi ko na whenever you have these different types of classification, nakakatulong kapag may alam kang isang example. Kasi kapag alam mo yung itsura ng example na yon, madali mong makikita yung okay, ano kayang ginagawa nito? For example, grasshopper. From the term itself, from the species itself, it's hopper. So, tumatalon. So, ang tawag doon ay saltatorial na leg adaptation. Sa praying mantis naman, nangunguha siya ng mga insects or kung ano mang pinipray niya. Ganyan. So, siya naman ay raptorial. So, grasping. So, here are some of the other leg adaptations. We have beetle, cursorial, and they are adapted for running, cursorial. Isipin nyo na lang yung parang cursor ng mouse, di ba? Like, pinupunta natin yung mouse kung saan-saan. So, cursorial, running. And we also have mole cricket. Ayan, fossorial naman for digging. Ayan, fossorial, digging. Okay. So when we go to the insect orders, mas makikita natin yung different na mga characteristics ng different orders considering this different leg adaptations. Now let's go. Ito na yung kanina. Functions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now let's go to wings. So we have wing venation or yung arrangement ng ating mga wings. Katulad nito, it is a very beautiful wing of a butterfly from the order Lepidoptera. So even yung wings, since it is a morphological characteristic din ng ating mga insects, it helps in classification. Yan. So almost same lang din when it comes to like the morphological characteristic of plants. 'Di ba? Meron ding leaf venation. So dito naman sa insects, wings. Okay, so the surfaces may be covered with fine hairs, covered with scales. It may be bare or membranous. So let us look at the different types later. So, ayan. Karaniwan ng mga insect orders natin ay nag-end sa tera kasi nga ang meaning nun is Greek now with wings. Ayun, hindi modest. Joke lang. So, Hemiptera, example, half-winged. So, later ano yata natin yan. Merong isang question kanina, di ba, na parang half membranous, half na hardened. Ayan, so Hemiptera. And Diptera, two-winged. Di, which means two. Tas tera, which means winged. Ayan. So, example nito ay yung flies. Dalawa lang yung kanyang wings. Ayun. So, note, only adult insects have wings, but some older nymphs show wing pads or developing wings. Okay, so here are some of the types of wings. We have here the membranous na wings natin. So, here are the image sources. I am doing this. I'm also presenting this with this, ang tawag dito, citation. This photos are not mine. So ito, example to ng membranous wings. All of the credit ng mga to, sa kanila yan, hindi to sa akin. Ayan. So ito ay dragonfly. Ayun. So here, okay, next we have the tegmen. So tegmen is a thick, leathery forewing. So karaniwan may ganyan ang grasshoppers or cockroaches. So, okay, tegmen starts with letter T. So thick. Tapos tatandaan nyo lang na keyword ay leathery, na parang leather. Ayan. So tegmen. Kanina membranous, wala naman masyadong ano dito, wala masyadong kapag mayroong membrane, ayun, so membranous siya. Ngayon, ito iba, tegmen, thick, leathery. Then meron tayong hem electron. Ayan, so, okay, hem, tandaan nyo lang yung hem, kasi ang mga examples nito ay mga hemiptera. So, hem electron, hemiptera, and ano pa ang letter H na isa pa? Half. So sabi natin kanina, ang mga hemiptera, meron silang half na thick or hardened at may half na may membrane. So ayun, half, hem electron, hemiptera. So madali na lang siyang tandaan. So ngayon, ito naman yung electron. So ang mga electron naman is yung matigas lang siya. So meron siyang hard shell-like forewing, katulad nung nasa photo natin dyan by, ayan, Clinton. So ito yung electron, yung nasa taas sa ano na, sa beetles. Then ito yung membranous wings niya na nasa baba. Ayan. So again, itong mga to, types of wings siya, pero hindi naman sinasabi na bawat isang hayop, isa lang yung type na pwedeng meron. So it can be a combination. Depende sa adaptation din ng mga insects natin. So elytron, hard, shell-like, forewing. Ang half membranous, half hard ay hem, electron. Ang karaniwan na meron nun ay yung mga hemiptera, which is yung mga true bugs. And we also have the haltear. Ayan. So, ito sobrang distinct na ito. Para siyang knob na nandyan sa baba. Ayan siya. Itong nakikita nyo na to. Itong parang knob. Small knob structures modified for balance. Ayan. Para makapag-balance yung mga insects. So, ito ay nakikita karaniwan sa mga Diptera species. Haltear. And we also have the fringe wings. Ayun, fringe. So, parang suklay or ano bang parang ganyan na structure kapag fringe. Parang feather, kumbaga. Ayun. So, yung mga fringe natin, it aids in flight. Nakikita to karaniwan sa ating order na Thysanoptera o yung ating mga thrips. Okay, so now as we end, let's go to abdomen. Number 21, in insects, how many segments does the abdomen usually have? A, 5 to 6, B, 7 to 8, C, 11 to 12, or letter D, 15 to 16? So the answer is 11 to 12 segments in the abdomen. Number 22, and I think the last one, a student observes an insect with curved appendages at the tip of its abdomen. Which insect is being described? A, grasshopper, B, earwig, C, mayfly, D, termite. The answer here is B, earwig. So titingnan natin later, ano ba yung curved appendages na yan? Okay, so the abdomen typically has 11 to 12 segments. So take note of that, 11 to 12 segments. And these are often difficult to see because the segments ng abdomen ng insects natin, they are short and maybe they are covered with wings. Okay, so ang abdomen, it can have appendages called cerci or cerci. bahala na kayo, mamili na kayo kung anong gusto nyo doon. Sa tip. So ito yung ilan sa mga examples. So we have the short Cersei. Cersei ang anuhin ko para parang superhero. Di ba may superhero na gano'n? I don't know. Basta yun. So short Cersei, example sa grasshoppers, sa termites, sa cockroaches. This one. So cute lang. Nandyan lang siya. Then we also have the long Cersei, katulad ng sa mayflies. Ayun, so ito yung, ayun, sobrang haba ng kanilang appendages, yung Cersei. And we also have the curved Cersei, like this one, which is very prominent sa ating earwigs. Ayan. Earwigs, or in common term, I don't know if familiar kayo sa term na kuliglig. Pero ayun yung tawag sa amin sa Pangasinan. Ayun. And I think that's it for this episode. Tapos na pala. So, ayan lang siya. Those are some of the things na actually, to be Magkamara sana ako. To be honest, sorry. To be honest, like, ayun lang talaga. Itong mga tinuturo kong to, ito lang yung inaral ko for the licensure exam. And I am not kidding you. Ayan lang talaga yon. Like, nag-focus na ako sa mga to. Kasi, to be honest, if there is one subject na feeling ko talaga hindi ako masyadong natuto, this is not because of my professors, but because of the setup. Because I took entomology and plant pathology during the pandemic. Like, ito yung time na sobrang uncertain ng lahat. Tapos kailangan na naming tapusin yung semester, parang ganyan. So, I took entomology during the pandemic to the point na, ang tawag dito, yung naghahanap kami ng insects sa mga bahay namin. Siyempre, ipis naman yung mga meron doon. Tapos parang pinapalabel sa amin ng mga prof namin. Mga ganong level na lang yung ginawa. So, for the licensure, nag-focus na ako to the basics, because this one, since we have a whole semester of crop protection na basic, tapos parang 4 weeks lang yata, or 2 months, or basta mga bilang lang, 4 to 5 weeks lang ang bawat section of crop protection. Merong 5 weeks for uh, weed science, 5 weeks for plant pathology, then another 5 weeks or 4 weeks for entomology. So sobrang condensed ng mga ganun. So ang naging technique ko nun is that I will only study the things that we have discussed in Agri 41, which is the basic of entomology. So again, another strategy rin nun is that hindi na ako nag-aral ng like, kasi naririnig ko sa mga reviewees na may mga uh, parang lectures daw na nag-discuss ng like 32-ish na mga insect orders. And let us be honest na hindi naman lahat yung lalabas. So you need to maximize your time and to also be efficient when it comes to studying, and only think or condense those orders sa kung ano lang yung agriculturally relevant here in the Philippines. Ayun. So, luckily, in our module dati, merong sinabi doon na parang 14 most relevant insect orders in agriculture, blah, blah, blah. So, ay, doon lang kami nagpo-focus whenever we study this for the licensure. Even itong mga to, nung tinuro ko siya for 2025, karaniwan ng mga to games. And ang feedback sa akin ng mga students ko, lumalabas sila ng classroom na memorize na nila lahat ng insect orders, which is really good. Like, it means kaya niya talaga siyang aralin. Kasi, ayun, that's one of the, like, success story, I guess, for my stint bilang isang reviewer lang nung 2025. And marami rin nag-feedback na ang pinakamataas nila nung nag-take sila is crop science and crop protection, which were subjects na ako yung nagturo. Pero again, kayo nga yung mag-aaral doon. Pero ayun lang, siguro ano na siya, it's more on focusing kasi kung saan yung i-devote yung energy nyo. So kahit na merong sobrang sandamakmak ng mga insect orders, i-focus nyo lang kung ano yung talagang relevant sa agriculture. Ayun, so I think that's it for this episode. Again, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video, and I am wishing you well sa iyong review towards your license. Again, if you are new here and if you learned something, in this episode, kindly please click the subscribe button, uh, click the like, and also click the notification bell because now I am posting every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So, ayun, at least medyo may schedule tayo ngayon 2026. And I'm happy na every post ko naman, like may minimum na mga 25 or 30-ish na people na nag-view. And I hope na at the end of the year, you will be registered agriculturist. And if you have friends that you want to pass the licensure exams with you, share this to them. Kindly share this to them and share it to your classmates, to your professors, to your friends, mga kabatchmates mo, even younger than you. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for listening. See you in the next episode. Bye.